This video is for all of my awakening women who are essentially awakening to the feminine energy that is rising within them. To the wild women, the priestesses, the sisters, the goddesses, the women of the earth that are on this path of healing and of essentially just waking up to your purpose as a leader of this planet, as I believe so many of us are in this planet. But I trust, again, I deeply trust that this video is specifically finding those women that are awakening on a deeper path to their sovereignty, to their power, to their feminine. And I trust that this will resonate, and if it doesn't, all good. But take with this, what you will. And I just thank you for being here. My name is Katie. But yeah, I want to speak directly to these women. And when I say, I want to disclaim as well, okay? If you're watching this, you're a woman, and you're like hearing the word priestess, you're hearing the word goddess, you're hearing the word medicine woman or whatever, any of these terms, and you're like, well, that's not me. I'm just like a spiritual girly, or I'm just like on this path. Yeah, but like, I don't know, I'm not a priestess. Like, I'm using these terms because I just feel as though, especially in the spiritual space, there's been this sort of like creation around these hierarchical terms, right? It's like, oh, if you've gone on this path long enough, you're a priestess, or you're finally a medicine woman after 10 years of training, and it's just not the case. I want to disclaim that it is just not the case. We as women come here, everyone, I should say, every human being comes to this planet with amazing gifts within us, with the power that we have to heal this planet, to heal ourselves, and we are all a part of the exact same source of creation. We all have the exact same amount of power. Nobody is above one another. Nobody is further along. Now, yes, of course, there's times in our life where it's beautiful to learn, to grow, to train, to do all these things. And that is for sure a fact. And I believe that certain people, or all of us, right, like we earn specific things in our life, right? But that said, is we are all worthy, we are all divine, and you I'm speaking to directly is these terminologies in the realm of women and in the realm of the feminine, I believe applies to every single one of us. And so this was something I just want to say as well, I had to wake up to, because for so long I was saying, well, that can't be me, surely, because it has, like, I have to go do some crazy training to be able to at least like show up in the world in a grander way. And that's, again, not the case. And I want to say that as well. Again, I believe that all women, especially those that have chosen this path of awakening and that have chosen to be a leader for this world, we are the way showers for the world, women. This I want to say very important, because this I awakened to, and it like shook me to my core, is that, in ancient earth, this has gone on for many years, long before the patriarchy, long before this late stage capital world that we live in, right, is we were the medicine woman, regardless of how, when, who we were. We were birthed into this world. We knew that we were connected to God. We knew that we had wisdom to share with the world. We knew that we were the women with wombs. We knew that we were here to hold space, to share our love, to express ourselves, to be the priestesses of the earth, and to walk with the divine coursing through our veins, and we did that. And, this is something I've always felt into in ancient Lemuria, is like we were the women that were hosting and holding the ceremonies and celebrating for the world and healing and just celebrating. And that's the biggest thing, right? Is this, I believe, is at the core of all these terms and of why we call ourselves this, right? Why do we call ourselves medicine women? Why do we call, people shamans? Why do we call people all these different terms, right? It's because they hold this magic within themselves. They understand that, and they know how to facilitate that to the world. They know how to facilitate healing and ceremonies and to be a guide for the world. And I believe we all know how to do that. Again, yes, it takes some learning, and it takes some really stepping into our own, right, and trusting in ourselves, and of course learning the tools and time as well. Of course, we are on a journey, and there's different eras that we are in. We're in the maiden era, we're in the crone era, we're in all these different times in our life where it does require us to grow and take the time that we need to focus on what is present within our life, before maybe we do go out and facilitate if that's something that we want to do, or heal if that's something that we want to do. Again, everyone has their own path. But again, if you're a woman that's called to this, I trust it's because you do feel like you have a mission here. You do feel like you have a code or wisdom or gifts that you want to share with the world. Maybe you don't know what they are. Maybe you're confused on how to show up in the world, or you're like, Katie, I'm hearing all this, it sounds beautiful, but like, you know, where are my gifts? Where is this time that I'm here to heal, right? And I want you to know is like, again, it's a journey, but this is not something that you have to wait for. And so I want to really share about what can really help you deepen into this wild woman energy, into this feminine energy, to show up as that version of you, the woman that you've always wanted to be, and to genuinely just love yourself on the deepest level of your being. Because I can say that earlier this year, I went through my own womb awakening, and essentially what that is like my womb started speaking to me. I started healing so much of the energy that and suppressed trauma that was stored in my womb. As women, we carry this within our wombs, and I started living by my feminine cycle. I started living in a cyclical rhythm of life. Like I'll go into it, but it was just a beautiful time for me, and I believe all women can access this, and it's important that we do, because it is the gateway to our power, to the magic of what lies within us, and to literally miracles. I mean, I'm not even kidding when I say I was living in a time that miracles were unfolding in my life. It was genuinely like absurd. But I have some notes here, so I'm just looking down. But the first thing I want to say to you, as a message of like, again, if you are just stepping into this path, even if you're on this path, or you're curious about how to really start embracing this wild, raw, primal feminine. I love the word primal, because this is really what I feel it is like, it is the primal essence of who we are as women, you know? Take the soul out of your body. Imagine, right? Like you have a body, you're a woman, you have a womb, you have a physical, primal, animalistic body that has instincts, that has an understanding of what to do based on your intuition, that is strong and potent, fierce. Like your body itself, your human body itself is magic. Now take into account that your soul is in your body, it's like just magic unfolds beyond anything you've ever experienced. But as you're probably aware, the first thing I want to share though is like, I literally wrote this down. I put fuck routine and organization, get messy, wild, and cyclical. This, it might sound just like fun and games, but no, this is like the code here. For me, what this looked like was finally deconstructing all of the routines and all of the beliefs and all the things I was doing from a sense of like what I had to do versus what my body wanted to do. And so when I say routine, again, like if there are certain things in your life that you're doing just because it's like you've done it all these years, maybe you wake up at a certain time because it's like, oh, I need to get up at this time. Now, mind you, I know we all like work and school and things, but I'm saying more so in like, there's certain aspects of our life, right, that we've created safety around because of the sense that we feel we have to do certain things. So if it's like you set alarms at certain times, if it's like you feel like you need to control certain aspects of your life, or really, sorry, my red light's on a timer, really control certain things, this is a beautiful time to actually just let yourself get more messy. You know, let yourself, and this sounds small, but this is big, right? Like I started not making my bed every day. I started waking up and saying, you know what, I'm going to leave it messy. I'm going to leave it messy. I'm going to say this as well, not shaving. You know, this is something that's really powerful as women, right? We're told to shave all over our bodies. Like, let yourself get more wild, get more raw. Let your hair grow out. Like, not, again, you can take and pick what feels right for you, but letting yourself just be messy, you know? And at this time, I was living in Bali, so it was really hot. But I was like, I wasn't wearing makeup. I was letting my hair get messy. I was sweaty. I was, this is a big thing as well, right? Like wearing clothes that make you feel comfortable and flowy, not to impress people, but to make you feel beautiful and to make you feel good and comfy. Or, you know, right now I'm wearing sweatpants. If you want to feel comfy and put on some sweatpants, like doing things not to please anyone else other than yourself. Let yourself get as messy and comfortable as you want. And I'm trying to think of some other things. Yeah, like I said, cyclical. At this time, I was also, my sleep cycle was so interesting because my body was waking me up at like 4 a.m. and I was having really early nights, but I was just trusting it and I was just going with it. So trust that as well. Your body will tell you as well with food what to eat, what's to, like, places to go. You just start to learn how to trust your body more and more. And your womb, again, the great way to do this, women listening, is like put your hands in your womb and start to speak to her. Now, it's very normal not to hear or sense anything at all for a while, but the more that you do this, the more that you tune in every day for 5 minutes, you will start to get answers. And I say that as someone, like, I know it's so cliche to say, like, oh, just practice. No, it's true, women. It's true. This is literally, oh, I hope my camera doesn't overheat. It's deep healing. And once you start to form a relationship with your womb, she will communicate with you. She is your she is your first brain. Like, our wombs is literally the gateway to the deepest part of us that knows our truth. And so when you listen to her, she will guide you. But it takes time, because if you're somebody who hasn't listened for a long time or your whole life, building that relationship is going to take some time. So trust that. What's another thing I wrote down? This is a huge one. Connecting to your blood. Women, if you have a cycle, if you're watching this and you still have your cycle, I really urge you to connect to your blood. And ways that you can do this is if you use a menstrual cup, you can collect your blood, put it in a jar. You can use face masks with it. You can do, you can just simply hold it and set it on like a space in your room or an altar, or give it to the earth. This is something that's very important. We as women, we used to bleed to the earth. We used to have our bleed with other women, and so we would all sit in ceremonies around the moon time around full moons and new moons, and we would hold space together and we would release our blood into the earth. But we don't do that anymore, right? Because we can't do that. Like, we would get arrested. But let yourself go out in nature and give it to your plants, or give it to a tree, give it to the river or the ocean. This is something that's going to deeply connect you to the planet, this is actually really potent that I want to say. This will deeply, deeply connect you to the earth, to your connection as a woman of the earth, by simply offering up your blood. This is so powerful, and it might seem really insignificant at first if you're not used to this, or weird, but I promise you, women, just think of how our ancestors used to do it. We were literally free bleeding into the earth, blessing the earth with our sacred blood, which is sacred. The stem cells in our blood has the ability to heal so many things, and I just urge you, build this relationship. You can give a beautiful offering to the earth, speak to her and say, in exchange, Mother Earth, can you please protect me? Send me your love, deepen my connection to you. You will also, through this as well, I truly believe you will start to understand more and more about your purpose here, and about how to really step into your higher path by simply doing this, because it's you're deepening your connection, your bond with the earth, and you will start to understand, and not all of you, but you might understand more of the times you've been on earth, or why you really came here, because that bond is connecting you. You're connecting a piece of your DNA, of your body, to the planet, which there is nothing more powerful than that, women. We have the gift of that. So trust that. Oh my God, is my camera gonna die? Don't die. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up in a second here. But I have one more thing to say. I wrote down what it means to be a medicine woman. As I said, circling back, this literally just means, women, you realizing the power and the gifts that you hold within your being, that you hold within your womb, and sharing that with the world in whatever way that you want. It might not look like you holding space, or being a coach, or being a healer, or anything like that. I think that's such a cliche thing in this spiritual realm and the spiritual online world. Like, it doesn't mean that you have to go out and help the world at all. I believe this happens first on an individual level, and by doing this in your own home, you are rippling out healing to the world. Like, literally, just by you doing this for yourself, it is the most powerful thing that you can do. And I can say that as somebody who has done this, who has spent months by myself and witnessed the ripple effect that it has had on people, on my family, and the world at large. So trust that. And I really sending love to you at this time, if you are in this journey, or if you're going down this journey. And if you're not, feel free to stick around, because I'm going to share a lot more about this, because this is my purpose. I believe my purpose as a woman is to help guide women. I have chills. Is to help guide women home to their wombs, to their power, to their feminine. And again, we all can do this. I'm not special. We're all special, and we're all equally beautiful and the same, and so we all have the same gift. You can tap into your womb. Now, like I said, there's tools, there's ways we can learn how to do this. With other people, with support. But at the end of the day, we have our own intuition. You have your own womb. You have your own intuition, essentially. And it's going to guide you forward, and just trust that you are on the path that is going to lead you down beautiful routes. at this time on Earth, because we need you more than ever. I believe that we need you more than ever. Earth is going through something that is something we've never seen before, a massive, massive death in a very different lens. But the rebirth from this is going to be so epic. It's going to be so empowering for so many women across the globe, and you are one of them. So yeah, I'm just grateful that you're here. Thank you so much. Please share this with another woman you feel might be impacted by this, and subscribe if you are new and you want to see more like this. And I hope to see you soon. So much love.